Welcome to Casson Academy. This is the second session for 2020, and in this session I'm going to tell you about Google's newest plugin, which is called Sitekit by Google. In the past, we used to have to use multiple plugins in order to get data from Google, like Google Analytics, Tag Manager access, access to Google Optimize. But now Google's made it a lot easier. They've put it all together in one easy to use plugin, and I'm going to show you that plugin now. So as you can see here, Sitekit by Google, I've already installed it on my WordPress site. You should be able to just search for it and it comes up with the big G. Once you've installed it and activated it, somehow Google manages to get it right to the top of the sidebar here. You'll find Sitekit right under the dashboard. So I'm going to go over to the dashboard and we're going to do the setup process with you. So we're going to click setup and we can start. Now, because this is connecting to Google products, you want to make sure that you are signed into the Google account that you want to make connections with. So here you can see I've got Tag Manager open, Analytics. You could also use something like Google Optimize. You could use Search Console and so on and so on. They're all connections that you can make. So just make sure that when you go to these sites, there's something sitting there, because Google Sitekit is actually going to try and make a connection to these services. So if there's nothing in these accounts, it means it can't really make a connection to it and you won't see any data. So back to Sitekit, I'm going to do an ownership verification. That's the first thing. So you should be in the same account. I'm just going to sign in with Google. And we go through some verifications and allowances. There we go. It detects right away that you are connected to your Google account because I'm in a Chrome browser, so it knows right away that I'm signed in and I'm within the correct account. And I can go straight to the dashboard from there. Okay, I'm back in the dashboard now, and you can see Search Console automatically connected as I launched this, but there are other services here that you can actually connect to Sitekit if you want to get their data. So you can see Google Analytics is sitting here, so let's go ahead and connect Google Analytics. Again, we have some allowances. And then Google Analytics is going to ask you to choose one of your profiles, because sometimes you've got multiple views within that. So here you can see it's trying to connect to my Casson Media and then the Casson domain, which is correct. But I've actually got a domain which is for Casson Academy only that I want to use for my view. So this is the statistics that I want to get within this interface or backend here. And then you just click configure, and now your analytics data starts to come through into the interface. Because this analytics account is actually new, I've only just created it today, there's nobody in here and it doesn't have any history, it's likely not going to show you anything at the bottom. But if you are using an analytics that has data, you won't get the gathering data message, you'll actually get the data coming in at the top there. Next thing I want to do is measure page speed. We're going to do a live session page speed test with you, which is why this particular site is extremely slow. So we're going to show you how to do that, how to install that. We're going to do it together, all those plugins together, and hopefully we can get this site speed up nicely. But here you go, we can go ahead and connect the speed. Google's gonna, there we go. It's connected. If it's your first time, you might get some pop-ups which say allow for certain permissions. Just go ahead and allow all of those within there. So now you can see at the bottom, it's added the speed one. It's going and it's doing a page speed insights test on the domain that you put in there. And you can see it's a dismal fail over here. And we hope to improve that as we go through with our lessons. We're going to show you exactly how to get these page scores way up to the 70, 80s, or even 90s if possible. So you can see all the services are connected. There are also some hidden services. So I'm going to say got it over here. And I'm going to go to the settings on the sidebar, and there are some more. So right on to the right of it, there's connect more services, and you can see right over here is Tag Manager, Google Optimize, and if you're running AdSense, you can also install that. So I'm going to go to the Tag Manager one. You can see I do have Tag Manager in here, so I'm going to install a Tag Manager. Okay, and you got to sign in and you have to do some allowances. Now, one very important thing with regards to Tag Manager. If you've already got Tag Manager on your site, in other words, you used a different plugin like the one from Thomas Geiger in our previous video, you need to go deactivate that first before you can actually connect the service. So I'm going to go to my plugins, installed plugins, and I'm going to find my current Tag Manager plugin. Okay, that's the one for WordPress. There it is, Thomas Geiger. I'm going to deactivate that one. Okay, you can see it's deactivated now. I'm going to go to Tag Manager and I'm going to copy my container ID just in case I need it. I don't think I will because it is Google to Google. I'm going to go back to the kit and I'm going to try to make that connection with Tag Manager again. So here it says Tag Manager is not connected. We need to do a module setup. So now it's detecting again to see if there's any Tag Managers installed. And there we go. Now we can go through to Tag Manager. I didn't have to put in a number because now you've got a Google service connecting to a Google service. We don't even need the ID like you would with other Tag Manager plugins. So CAS and Media, container is correct. And I'm going to confirm and update. There we go. Now Tag Manager should be connected in here. Okay. So Sidekick is actually very easy to implement. Your statistics and data will start to show in here. Your page speed. One of the nice things is you can take pretty much any URL on your site, and you can load it into the page tester. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to one of my internal pages. You can see the very slow page load. There we go. And let's just go to the BERT, or one of our forms blog posts that we did earlier. Okay, let's see how BERT did. I'm going to take the whole URL. I'm going to paste it into the option here at the bottom and choose it. And then I'm going to view its data. So it's got like a little look back window where you can go ahead and see what sort of traffic you got from that one particular blog post without going into Google Analytics. Again, it's going to choose look at the speed of that page at the same time. So it's quite nice that the interface is all together, all in one place. You don't have to go check Search Console, go check your speed. It'll all be sitting in here. And even your Google Analytics and so on will, the traffic will pull through. Again, speed test not doing so well there. So from a page by page point of view, you can actually set it all up quite nicely. Okay, so back to the dashboard. It's still gathering data. It doesn't take long for it. Once your analytics has been running for at least 72 hours, that data will start to come in here. And you have your own analytics tab, where you can connect your analytics, and all the analytics data will come in on that side, and your own Search Console. So if you really want to deep dive into the Search Console, any errors or issues, you no longer have to go all the way to Search Console to do that. So very, very handy plugin, very nice plugin by Google. I'm going to be testing it for the next 30 days or so to see how well it works. This was actually launched on Halloween, 31st of October, worldwide, into the WordPress store. So it's been around quite a bit of time, but I've only just latched onto it now, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a test, and then we're going to see if we can get rid of other plugins where this one will do the job for us. So that's Google SiteKit, and I hope you enjoyed this session. See you next time.